Hey guys, Mario here, otherwise known as Y2 on the interwebs, and welcome to another edition of the Reboot Review. Alright, I only got 4 this week, so I'll cover them all in this one video, so let's get right to it. Beginning with Batgirl number 3. I kind of have mixed feelings about this entire series so far. It started off incredibly disappointing, and somehow it's managed to slowly come up for air and try to redeem itself. With mixed success. So I guess I shouldn't talk so much crap about the Mirror or call him Final Destination, since we're actually starting to find out a little bit more about what makes him tick. While it is a little bit, how shall we say, cuckoo, for her, he's actually an appropriate villain, an okay villain. We find out a few more things about Barbara's condition, you know, that condition as in how she's walking. We still don't know exactly how she's walking, but we at least know that she needs to be very careful because she can just go back to being paralyzed like that, which adds a bit more tension to the series. But personally, I think it's just a red herring. We find that Batgirl is more desperate to bust the Mirror than ever, especially after what went down in the last 2 issues. And considering what went down in this issue, yeah, she's gonna go crazy if she fails again. The Mirror just seems to be one step ahead of her, which makes the readers and Batgirl herself question whether or not she can even complete this little task of bringing him to justice. We find out a few good interactions between Barbara and her father, the Commissioner, and later in the issue we find a bit of interaction between Batgirl and Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing. I liked that scene, although it did slow down the issue pretty significantly. And I was down with it though, up until Batgirl, well, spoiler alert, decided to lose her marbles. And it was just weird. Nightwing was like, what the hell, woman? And quite honestly, I was like that too. I don't understand. Yeah, sure, she's kind of hasn't been so successful in stopping the murders. Batman and Nightwing don't go around flipping their lids when they fail. I mean, it didn't ruin the issue for me, it just made me go, what? Overall though, this is a pretty solid issue. I barely recommend it. I mean, some people will be pretty turned off by the end, others not so much. I mean, it all just depends on how much of a fan of Batgirl you are and how much you've enjoyed the story so far. Moving up to another Bat title, here is Batman and Robin, number 3. Alright, I gotta tell you, I like the artwork, this noir feel that Batman and Robin has. Mwah! And obviously this bad guy, Nobody, has rattled Batman's cages quite significantly to the point that Batman's trying his hardest to put all these safeguards to make sure that no harm comes to, well, his son, Damian. You know something's gonna go down with Damian eventually. And the issue at the end pretty much points you in that direction. We get to see a little bit more of Alfred and the fact that he's such a father figure to all these people, including Bruce himself. You can tell that this house, this family would have crumbled long ago if it weren't for Alfred's influence. There was a good amount of dialogue, a good amount of action and interaction, and the artwork was amazing. I find no faults in this issue at all. And it is quickly becoming one of my favorites in the New 52. And I don't know what's in store for Damian. I don't know how long he'll even be Robin, because considering what Nobody said to Batman about Damian, and considering what played out between Damian and Nobody, ooh, hard to say what the future holds for the young Wayne. But that's what makes me excited for issue 4. Next up is one of my already established favorites, Batwoman, number 3. I'm such a huge fan of this artwork. This is quite honestly, hands down, my favorite artwork of the entire DC New 52 lineup. Oh, and the story's pretty kick-ass too. So considering what happened in the last issue and what happened early on in this issue, Kate Kane, aka Batwoman, is a bit rattled, especially when it comes to her family, her thoughts, and her cousin, Betty. She pulls off pretty much a dick move to her cousin. It doesn't go very well, and the issue, for once, makes it look like Kate's pretty much the bad guy during that argument. I love the interaction between her and the spooky bad person. I don't want to spoil much at this point. You really got to see for yourself. It really will rattle you, and the artwork just was like, that's how I felt. That's how I am feeling so to this point. The argument between Kate and Betty, the relationship between Kate and Detective Walker. I'm pretty sure that's what her name is. I just read it like 2 days ago. I should be able to remember, but. And this is definitely one storyline that's a classic example of testing the hero's resolve. It's hard to say whether or not she will. My bet, though, is that she will. But the bigger question is, despite dealing with relationship issues, family issues, and secret agent issues, the big question is, how the hell is she going to deal with a ghost? Yeah, not to spoil too much, but that is not a metaphorical ghost either. It's pretty much a literal one. I don't know. It's a 5-part series, I've been told, and we're on issue 3, so that means there's 2 more left, and I really don't know what direction this will go. This can go anywhere. Although, the way the issue ended, starting to see that there might be a recipe for disaster coming up. I really can't tell you more without spoiling it, and this is really one book I do not want to spoil for you. You really should check this out. I love the artwork, once again, love the story, yet again. This issue is definitely, truly awesome. And there's a hard choice deciding between this and the next comic as for pick of the week. Anyway, read it. This is good. Read it. Can't wait till issue 4. And finally, we get to the pick of the week. By, like, the closest of margins. Green Lantern, number 3. I may have mentioned it. I may have made my thoughts known in the last 2 reviews of the previous Green Lantern comics. This issue, reading this issue, has cemented this thought that has been starting in my head since I read the first issue. Sinestro is the best Green Lantern ever. Whoa, yo, how? Hold up a minute. I'm gonna let you speak. But I just want to say that Sinestro is the greatest Lantern of all time. Of all time! Was that necessary? No, but I did it anyway. But I just want to highlight that whatever you felt about Sinestro prior to this new series, chances are you're wrong, or off, or you ain't seen nothing yet. Sinestro, you get him. You get why he is the way he is. You understand his thought process. He makes it very clear. Pro tip. Before you start recording, make sure the camera is actually charged. Had to wait an hour before I could start talking some more. Because I are smart. Anyway, you get Sinestro's thought process. You get where he's coming from, and you understand his motivations. They are very clear. And it is impressive as hell, all the abilities that he can do with the ring. Ones that we've never seen or heard or were even aware of. Not even Hal Jordan, who many consider to be the mightiest Green Lantern, was aware of the stuff that could be done with the green ring. But Sinestro's like, yep, that's how I roll. I'm simply floored and amazed, and this storyline is one for the ages. This is seriously one of the best storylines in the New 52, and that's pretty heavy to say, considering that they really didn't change much in the Green Lantern storyline. This storyline right now is really just the aftermath of the War of the Green Lanterns that happened before the New 52. I'm floored. I'm amazed. I want to see more of Sinestro. Hal's got his powers back with a catch, and he's been recruited by Sinestro to basically take on his former Sinestro Corps. So yeah, Sinestro is taking on his own corps, which bears his namesake. The artwork by Doug Mahnke is really amazing. Jeff Johns is writing another home run, which would make this a grand slam. I'm not good at baseball, but it's awesome, okay? But what blew my mind was the really real cliffhanger ending. I did not see that coming, and I just looked at the last page, and I was like, what? What just happened? What? Mind blown. I can't say enough good things about Green Lantern. This is an amazing storyline. It is highlighting the hell out of Sinestro. And Johns is quickly making Sinestro one of my favorite characters in the New 52. I cannot highly recommend this series enough. This is actually one of my top 5. And I cannot wait till the next issue. I can't wait to see how this plays out. It's been freaking going aces so far. I am eagerly anticipating issue 4. Alright guys, that about does it for now. As always, have anything to say? Comment down below or leave a video response. I do check them out and I do reply. Anyway, that about does it for now. As always, live nerdcore. See you around. Y2M out.